Jesus forbids sectarianism.
Mm.
Mm,
And this is Mark 9, and we are starting in verse 38, I believe.
38.
All right. Here's John, the disciple John.
Yes.
Not and you, John, but you're going to read it about the other John.
Yes. Now John answered him, saying, Teacher, we saw someone who does not follow us casting out demons in your name, and he forbade him
We
because he
forbid.
does not follow us. So
Yeah. They're,
you're
they're,
not.
they
But
forbid him.
Jesus says, Do
Mm-hmm.
not forbid him, for
Mm-hmm.
no one who works a miracle in my name can soon afterwards speak evil of me. For he who is not against us is on our side. For whoever gives you a cup of water to drink in my name, because you belong to Christ, assuredly I say to you, he will by no means lose his reward.
That's actually comforting, isn't it?
So it's supposed to be like a bridge beyond conflict, to
Hmm.
go beyond that, and like you don't have to worry. It's like a secret password, you heard?
Hmm. Wow. Your mind went so deeper than I was thinking. I was
As deep as a worm would dig in the earth.
let's see
As
more.
Jesus warns of offenses.
So I just wanted to quick. Well, I think in the in easy thing, he's saying if someone's doing something in my name and they're doing something for me, then that's a good thing. Don't stop people doing anything. That's thing because they can't talk good of me and then talk bad. Well, they could talk bad, but if they're promoting me, then they can't
Right.
be against me, right? So that's a good thing. I think is what he's saying.
Yeah.
All right. So verse 42, right?
Yeah. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to stumble, it would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and he were to be thrown into the sea.
Mm.
If your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. It is better for you to enter into life maimed rather than having two hands to go to hell, into the fire that shall never be quenched, where their worm does not die and the fire is not quenched. And
Mm.
if your foot causes you to sin, this is the whole reason. Okay. It says it 3 times. If the foot causes you to sin, cut it off. It is better for you to enter into life lame rather than having 2 feet to be cast into hell, into the fire that shall never be quenched, where their worm does not die and the fire is not quenched.
Mm.
And if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. It is better for you to enter into the kingdom with one eye rather than having two eyes to be cast into the hellfire, where their worm does not die and the fire is not quenched.
Mm.
What does that mean?
I
Isaiah
know.
66:24.
66:24. Let's have a look. It's interesting that the worm does not die, right?
An immortal worm.
44. No, 66:24. Okay, 66:24.
And the fire is still thirsty for more fuel.
Right, it's not.
It's
Hmm.
not quenched. Like it's
Quench.
parched. It's
Hmm.
thirsty.
Hmm.
But a fire isn't thirsty for water. It's for thirsty for the fuel.
Oxygen.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
whatever
So
atoms
60.
it can convert into energy.
Yeah. Wow. 66:24 in Isaiah says, and they shall go forth and look upon the corpses of the men who have transgressed against me. For their worm does not die, and their fire is not quenched. They shall be at abhorrence to all flesh.
Abhorrent? What, like
A-B,
avoidance?
like an example, is it like a disgust, maybe?
Hmm. I think we should stay away
Wow.
from those
Yeah, we have to. Yeah. So
things.
so see maybe if we finish the next two verses, that'll help us too.
Mm. Tasteless salt is worthless.
Oh, but it's
Remember that?
a different subject. But yes, tasteless salt is worthless because it's not salt, right? You do.
Right. That's why you use salt to season. For everyone will be seasoned very nicely with fire, and every sacrifice will be seasoned with salt. Salt is good, but if the salt loses its flavor, how will you season it? Have salt in yourself and have peace with one another.
Wow. Wow.
What's the salt? Where the
That's
salt?
so where well the salt is like where the salt that when we talk
And
about
how am I
Jesus,
supposed
I
to have
think,
salt inside of me?
like
That
sharing
mean?
Jesus. Like Jesus is
The
really the flavor.
is the salt supposed to be the fire?
Mm, well, it could be fire to get someone moving, maybe. So if we think about like all this is to start is so that they're not causing sectarianism, so they're not conflict, right? Because at the end he's saying, telling them have peace. So he doesn't want us to be in conflict with other people. So if we think of it in that regard, maybe would that help? The salt is that Jesus want to have peace, not cause.
Maybe we just come prepackaged with salt.
Yeah. So read that last verse and then maybe we can have peace again, right? What do you think?
Salt is good, but if the salt loses its flavor, how will you season it? Have salt in yourselves and have peace with one another.